Another question I got said, why can't I just read book summaries? And to me, there are three reasons why. First of all, because when you're reading, you're essentially making a custom book summary for yourself. You see, just because something is an important point to one person doesn't mean it's an important point to another person. So when you're going through a book and you're underlining it and you're folding pages and you're writing the main notes on the title page, you're essentially making a custom book summary for yourself that you can come back to and summarize. The second reason is that context matters. You see, if you just read a summary, which will just be maybe one line taken out of every 3 or 4 chapters of a book, it's not going to stick with you. It's kind of like reading an article without taking in where those points came from. You see, even though you probably won't be reading every word in a book, you're still going to be taking in the context of where those main ideas come from. And that's going to help you understand those main ideas better, so that when you come back and read just those 1 or 2 lines and review it, you'll still be reminded of the context of it as well. And the most important reason is that when you find it yourself, when you find the main points, you ingrain it in your mind, which is kind of tied to the last one. But just think about it this way. Who learns better, the person who reads the summary or the person who makes it? So essentially, what you're kind of doing when you're reading is you're making your own book summary, like we talked about in the last point. So that's why I think it's always better to read a book than to read a summary. Just think about it this way. How many articles have you read that essentially have main points from books, and how many of those do you actually remember? For me personally, it's always very, very few. But when I read a book, even 5 or 6 years later, I know I'll have it with me. And I know, even going back to books I've read in high school, how when the time comes, I'll remember the things that I need to remember and be able to apply them, or help other people who can use that information and apply it. So that's why I think it's always better to read. And that's why I think you need to read in the first place. So hope that got you thinking about this in a new way.